Hello there. Quick part two regarding old Danny from Rate My Takeaway, if anybody's seen the earlier one. It's just a very quick one, this. It's just some thoughts from me, rightly or wrongly. It's none of my business, but I'm going to air them anyway. And it's mainly to some people that I know, or I've heard, have messaged old Danny boy there. The thing is, as I said, if you've seen the last video, I began watching Rate My Takeaway about a year ago. Really like Danny, think he's absolutely fantastic. Really do. Missed nothing since I started watching it, but not seen the older stuff. But I've seen a couple of 10-minute videos where, as I say, it was filmed by presenters or DJs just chatting about how he got started and how his life has taken him and you know the troubles and tribulations he's had throughout his life. I know that the channel was started during lockdown and made a lot of people very happy, which is a great thing. I never watched it then, but a great thing. But I do know he's had some really, really sad news in that his partner of a good few years died around the time that he started the channel, or just before he started the channel. I think she was possibly a love of his life. They look like they got on great. I've seen some film of them both. And it's a really, really, really sad story because she's died really, really young. In the meantime, and a good while after, he's met another young lady. I'll just have a look for her name here because I may get it wrong. Is it Sophie Mei Lan? I think it's Sophie Mei Lan. If I've got it wrong, lovey, I do apologise. I am sorry. They've now got engaged, and hopefully one day soon they're going to get married. And I'm pleased for the guy. I'm pleased for the guy because he's been through a lot. But I'm pleased for the guy because I like him, as I said in the last video, and I like him a hell of a lot. I watch his video all the time. I've watched a few of Sophie's, a few where they're together. I haven't watched many. I'll be honest with you, I've not watched many. But the reason I've not watched many is I'm unhappy with some of the content, and that's the reason for this video. I'll get back to it in a moment. But also because Sophie's channel has a lot to do with mental illness. And I think I've had a couple of minor issues over the last sort of 12 or so years where I've not been in the greatest place in the world, but I've been lucky enough almost to, I wouldn't say self-medicate, right, because I've took no medication, but I've sorted myself out, and I know many can't do that, and I'm pleased that I've been able to, but mine's nothing been too major, so I'm not even going to go down that route, and I know virtually nothing about mental illness, let me please say that. But because I don't suffer from mental illness, and I'm not in that, it's an ever-increasing number now, because plenty throughout the country do have issues, it's not been as relevant to me. But I know Sophie's had some issues, and I know Danny has in his time. He's mentioned them. I didn't realise this at first, but he's mentioned them. I actually seen, and I hope Sophie doesn't mind me saying this, I actually seen a very old video of hers from, good grief, a year and a half, 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. I've seen a couple of old videos. I've not gone back and watched them, but as you know, when you watch something, if you watch one of Danny's Rate My Takeaway one today, if you don't refresh your page and go back to where you were, other past videos of his will come up, and sometimes they can be 6 months, a year, 2 year old. And I've seen a couple of old ones of Sophie where they've come up, and I've just let the TV carry on running because I've been doing other things. But there was one I seen, Sophie, where, and again, I'm not having a pop, I'm really not. You look worse than extremely thin. You'll know probably the one I'm on about. Maybe that was for a time. You looked almost anorexic. Maybe you were. Maybe that was to do with your mental health. I don't know. You're a really nice, womanly looking woman now. I mean, you're pregnant, but you're a nice figure and everything else, and no issues, no nothing. But in that, because of how you now look, you look. He's awful being too harsh. You might think the same as me. You looked awful in my eyes, and I don't mean that in a bad way. You were obviously not well at the time. You're obviously well now because you're with somebody that you think the world of, and you're getting on great. But as I say, I've seen this video. I don't think I've seen the whole video. I don't think I watched it, but I think your picture was on the, you know, whereas before a video comes on, there's a picture there, and I thought I can't watch that. You didn't look well at all, and I felt so sorry for you. I'm pleased now that you look so well, and I think, as I say, you look so well. I mean, obviously you're pregnant, a woman always blooms, but I think because you're happy in your life with Danny, and I think that's great. And we'll get back to now the reason I don't watch many of your videos, other than the fact that it's very much directed to mental health. The reason I don't watch them, Sophie and Danny, is because They're often done live. You talk through comments that come in, which is great, and it's nice that so many people support you and like you. But every time you're on live, there's one or two on there that have a pop at you. They'll have a pop maybe because of Sophie's age compared to yours, Danny, or because of your weight compared to hers, Danny. And I know it upsets you. It should upset you. I know you take it well. I know you talk to people on there and you say, look, if that's how you feel, come and message me off channel and blah, 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 blah. You obviously must have some issues to say these things. Let's talk about it, which I think is really big of you. I think it's fantastic. But it upsets me that so many people are having a pop at what on the face of it to me is just two nice people happy together, happy in life, and I just don't get it. I do not get it. I mean, I'm looking from the outside. Danny, you're bigger than Sophie. You're overweight. I am a bit as well, so I'm not having a pop. You're older than her, okay? But also, Sophie, I would say, and again, I'm not having a pop, I would say, and I might be wrong, Danny might be the cleverer of the two of you. So Danny's clever and level-headed and what have you, and you're maybe the better looking of the two, but that does. We all have different qualities. You know, and the qualities you possess between yourselves might make you an ideal couple, and I hope to God that they do. I hope that you get married. I hope that you live a long and happy life. On the face of it, you're two really nice, decent people, and I don't understand why others have to have a pop and have a pop and have a pop all the time at other people. Yeah, I'm on here calling people out, calling people that I think are frauds, that are earning money that they shouldn't be, but that's just an opinion. I'm not getting personal with them. I might be calling the talent or my perceived lack of talent, but I wouldn't say you can't marry her or he can't marry you to anybody. Because who knows how people feel behind closed doors? Who knows what goes on behind closed doors? But there's certain people out there that are just haters, and they hate, or they love to hate, and they love to upset people. They love to try to drive a wedge between others, and I'm glad with you two that it's not working, but please, people that are having a pop at these two, stop doing it. Let them live the life. Give them a chance. They've both had hardships in their lives this far. Let them have some happiness, for God's sakes. Anyway, that's just my thoughts from me. Please, if you ever see this Danny or Sophie, and you probably won't, but if you do, or if your fans do, don't think I'm no goody-goody or anything, because I'm not. But I used to watch bits on Sophie's channel, and I think, why are people constantly having a pop? Let them get on, let them have a life together. If they're happy together and they want to be together, great. Ain't it better that people are happy together and want to be together than being on their own and being bored and miserable and unhappy? I don't know, people beg a belief sometimes, they do honestly. But anyway, good luck to the both of you, and I really mean that.